I am Yorkie the Tail Spinner, and the loyal Chihuahua is just behind me resting. Let me take you back to the Galarian lands for more of our tale of the Whispers of Darkness in Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. When last we left it, we'd just arrived at the marketplace, and now it's time to explore. I expect this will be a long one. If it was anything to go by the other Yorkies run,
This way.
then this should be quite a long playthrough. Or quite a long episode.
I see blood! Blood! I'll rip you apart!
Apparently you won't.
I'll cut you wide open!
The light take you!
Ooh. It looks like it's going to be down to us, doesn't it?
Cover me, all right?
What?
They'll beg me to stop!
And everything's involved in close range combat now.
The spirits demand your blood.
No glory without risk!
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
That was good.
No match for me.
Well, that was an impressive hit. Ah, the fear spell, the fear effect. And they're done. He should be coming back shortly. We'll just wait for them to finish. And there we are. Beziomede, the Crusade leaders, stood firm in the chaos and sent out soldiers to help the people of the city. Yes, indeed. Now,
Stupid thing.
errand complete.
I would like some time to collect myself.
And we'll cross that later. Right now we have others. Get ready for battle. Amelia.
You are today's sacrifice!
Quite a lot of them. Wow. I don't know if I can reach any of them, but I'll try. Oh, that was a death, wasn't it now?
They'll beg me to stop.
Dealer? It's not a clear
Into
route.
the fray.
Oh, Jeff.
Distract them for me.
Ah, we all need a rest. Ow. It's another down. Amelia.
Go for their hearts!
It's another. Windwag.
No match for me.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
Vulture.
Time to share your treasures.
It's 12. And he's down. I'm hearing another fight. You need some healing.
Wherever my legs carry me.
That would be to leave Kane. Let's go around.
I'll bathe in your blood.
And the cart is laden with possessions looted from the surrounding houses. Little but criminals, really, are they? It's through here.
Forwards. No, backwards. Backwards.
Actually, let me have a word with,
I'm here.
old
Where else
Joe.
would I be?
Oh, yes, I know, but...
Ask nicely.
I
Alright.
crave for adventure.
Don't mind me.
Apparently can't speak to him right now.
We'll make this quick. She won't feel a thing.
What do you mean she won't feel a thing?
I don't know. Can we really do this?
Not with me around.
Listen, we don't have a choice. There are demons everywhere. What else would you have us do?
A group of knights surrounds a young elven girl. She is dressed in rags that barely cover the hideous scars on her body. The beggar girl is on her knees, watching placidly as people argue heatedly around her. It's as if she doesn't sense the looming threat at all. A black crow flies in agitated circles above her head.
In Iomede's name, we're sorry, girl, but it is our duty. We have to do this, not for our own sake, but for the sake of everyone who can still be saved from the demons. If we don't win this battle, you won't have long to live anyway.
The knight brings his sword up above the girl's head.
They're insane. We've got to do something.
Seela looks at you with terror in her eyes.
I understand. You're scared. You feel powerless. You think this will help. You don't have to justify yourselves to me. Just do what you've decided to do.
And the girl smiles serenely as though she isn't at risk of imminent death. What's going on here?
We...
The knight's hands are shaking.
Our weapons barely scratch the demons' hides. We're sacrificing this girl to Iomede so we can consecrate our weapons with her innocent blood and gain the power to destroy the spawn of the abyss.
Noir reflects on this, thinking, I've seen some of your people fight quite fiercely against the demons and quite effectively. Others fall. Perhaps the problem is not in the sword, but in your skill.
It's extreme, but we have no other choice. We have to defend this city somehow, or else we'll all perish, including her.
Sheathe your weapons and step away from her, or else.
Who are you to threaten us? Are you with the demons or something?
That's it! She's a cultist! Plain as day!
Please, don't fight. All of you are good people.
I wouldn't say that.
Kill the cultist!
Save the last one for me.
Well, that was a mistake on your part now, wasn't it?
The light. Take you.
I'll cut you wide open.
Truly.
Cover me, all right?
I'll rip you apart!
Into the fray.
The spirits demand your blood.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
They'll beg me to stop!
The inheritor. Guide my blade.
Now that didn't work out so well, or you did it, fools.
You came to help me. You saved one life. You took others. Was it worth it?
With a carefree smile, the girl comes up to you. There's something strange about her dark eyes. Something not of this world. The crow on her shoulder watches you closely with eyes too knowing for an animal. Want to die? That can easily be arranged.
What about you? Do you want to kill me? I think killing is the hardest thing in the world. But you shouldn't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just a silly girl, really.
The girl shrugs, smiling serenely.
I don't trust her. She isn't what she seems, what she would have us believe she is. That is no simple-minded child before us.
Wendwerk says quietly, but you see the tension coiled in her. She's poised to fight or flee at a moment. Who are you?
Call me Ember. I live here, on the streets, for many years now. But there's nothing to say about me.
A girl named Ember, so Emberella? Yes, like your near namesake, you're not exactly what you seem, are you? I don't think you're an ordinary girl, and that crow you have there, that's not ordinary either.
No, don't be silly. I'm very ordinary. Well, I know different types of tricks, but Soot taught me those.
You know different types of tricks. You're a magic user. The elf girl strokes the crow's beak. Its eyes narrow in satisfaction, and it makes a cooing sound.
Now Soot here, she truly is unusual. She's clever and she can talk, but only to me. She teaches me magic tricks and lots of other stuff. I don't know what I'd do without her.
Magic tricks, you say? You could prove useful when fighting the demons. And I'll be able to protect you from insane soldiers on the streets. Come with me.
I must have misheard. This girl? Join our party?
But now,
What could we
Cornelia.
possibly want with this dirty little beggar?
Sure, let's go.
Girl gives you a smile, joyous and untroubled like a child's. Right. Need 7 more. And you, my friend, are a stigmatized witch. Might have saved before we go in here.
They will break against our resolve.
And swarms.
No match for me.
You are today's sacrifice!
A trap, all right.
Distract them from me.
Can't safely use that because that would hit everyone.
Surrender or else!
Missed.
The light take you!
Go for their hearts!
Bullshit.
Time to share your treasures!
And you're kind of not looking too good, are you? Missed.
Into the fray!
I'll rip you apart!
And they're coming. Oh,
I'll cut you wide open!
Cover me, all right?
unfortunately, again, that's not really something we can attack easily. Oh. Immune to a piercing scream. It's not exactly what I had in mind. Never mind.
No glory without risk!
No match for me.
They're fleeing. Or they're trying.
Tactical retreat! No!
Camellia.
The spirits demand your blood!
Walchif.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Ember, now you can use this.
Burn! Slice!
Oh,
Behead!
not exactly what I had in mind. I thought it was a different character.
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
You are today's sacrifice!
Distract them from me!
Too late for apologies.
The light take you!
They'll beg me to stop.
Go for their hearts!
Time to share your treasures!
I'll hit you.
Got you. Now, that's the trap.
I am helpful. Am I
Yes,
not?
indeed. Now let's see what's in here, shall we?
I hope you appreciate this.
Ah, indeed. We have hide armor. See what it does, shall we? Hide armor +1. Maximum thingies. That's 4. That would be 5. Fatigued -2, I see. Let's, no, can't rest in here, apparently. Let's have a rest out here, then. We don't have any kits of any kind, so that's not going to be any further than that.
Everything being on fire makes me feel bad. It makes me think sad thoughts about something that happened a long time ago. But fire is a good thing. It makes people warm. It doesn't deserve for people to think bad things about it.
Do you really not understand why fire makes you uneasy? Or are you just looking for sympathy?
Day 18, month Herodes 8, year 4715. Sometimes a long-awaited rest does not bring the desired relief. What comes is a heavy, clinging sleep, on the edge of wakefulness, where consciousness seems poised between reality and oblivion. The possible reasons for such disturbed slumber are myriad: strained nerves, perhaps, or a lingering reaction to trauma. Fear, like rats in a house, begins to swarm in dark corner of Noir's consciousness. The swarm grows until it fills her half-sleeping mind. What if this is how the bleaching, the curse of all gnomes, manifests itself? But her memory reassures her that no, the symptoms are different. This must be something else. Noir emerges from the oblivion of her leaden sleep, like a drowned woman dragging herself up from the depth of a swamp. The wound on her chest is burning, like someone pressed an invisible brand to it. Wound has closed again, but the blood stain on her shirt betrays its presence beneath. There's no time to investigate the cause behind her malaise. A trying day lies ahead, but how will Noir be up to the challenge if her thoughts are so muddled and her entire body aches like after a day's toil? Nonsense, I'll douse myself in some cold water and I'll be good as new. As if a veteran adventurer could be frightened by a bad dream, a splash of cold water enlivens her senses. Weariness abates, retreating to the depths of her subconscious, leaving the path open to return the next time Noir seeks refuge in sleep. Noir recalls she slept peacefully in the Defender's heart. Perhaps a priest can explain what happened. Nightmares and corruption prevent you from resting well, yes. But we have done, so that's fine. And that would take us out of the area. But this is another fight.
way.
Save the last one for me. I'll cut you wide open.
Into the fray!
Cover me, all right?
No match for me.
No, that's an illusionist, okay.
The spirits demand your blood.
The light take you!
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Surrender, or else!
you apart!
You are today's sacrifice!
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
Wherever my legs carry me.
Indeed. There's no further to go that way.
Can we retreat already?
No,
Go
we
for their
cannot.
hearts!
They'll beg me to stop!
Too late for apologies.
Distract them for me.
No glory without risk!
Ah, a dredge. Ow. What are your resistances? 5 damage reduction except for good and cold iron.
No.
Ow.
I'll cut you wide open! I'll hit you!
Time to share your treasures.
Into the fray!
One reduction.
The spirits demand your blood!
I'll rip you apart!
Forwards! No backwards, backwards!
And again is an area exit. It would seem our little area here has been explored. And all that remains is to cross the barrier.
Trail me.
Do not fear! Do not waver!
Indeed, but where are we being attacked from? Ah.
Cover me, all right?
You are today's sacrifice!
They'll beg me to stop!
You won't stop us.
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
Go for their hearts!
Or not, as the case may be.
No match for me!
And we're almost done.
Surrender or else!
The light. Take you.
Bye.
What's in wait for me there, I wonder?
The heartbeat quickens.
And more of these bugs.
Too late for apologies. I'll cut you wide open.
Into the fray.
Mm-hmm.
Distract them from me.
I'll hit you.
There we are. Nice and simple.
This way.
What is this? Day 18, month Aradacite, year 4715. The demon invasion transformed all of Canabris into one great battlefield, but nowhere in the city suffered as much as this square. This place saw a clash of titans, a demon Lord Descari leading his hordes from the abyss, and the dragon Terendlev, mightiest of the city's defenders and one of the first to fall. The scene of destruction leaves no doubt as to the battle's outcome, as skilled scouts could recreate the course of the battle moment by moment simply by looking at the ruins. From the chimneys torn down by powerful wings in a sharp dive, and to the bloody tracks left behind when the demon dragged away the noble reptile's broken body. But it is no hypothetical scout gazing upon the ruins, it is Noir. She is not alone. The shadow of a strange, barely perceptible presence lingers over this place, like a gaze, untethered from any observer. This mysterious force, unknown to mortal kind, silently assesses, judges, and seeks a better way. And in an instant, Noir is vested with this power and looks at the world with its eyes. The past, present, and future stand before her as a unified whole. An unmoving, multifaceted crystal that would be beautiful, were it not for the fractures, blemishes, and flecks marring its splendor. What past does she see? In the past exists the one who wielded this gaze in life, although the one and life are in opposite terms for eons, the supernatural embodiments of cosmic balance. Rather than who or what, a better word for these is how. The eon appeared from outside this world, from the great beyond, to put an end to the intermingling of the planes and destroy the world wound. The chasm disrupting the order of the multiverse. Alas, the visitor from beyond proved too weak for the battle they came to fight. They even failed to finish casting the spell that would have sent Descari back to the abyss. With one final swing of his scythe, the Demon Lord cut the Eon down. What present does she see? Ruins, blood, corpses, none of this perturbs the Eon's dispassionate gaze. The living are alive, the dead will be judged by Pharasma, all is as it should be. But the demons, circling in the sky or prowling through the streets, create a jarring juxtaposition, like splashes of blood-red ink on a restrained pencil sketch. They should not be here. The world of mortals is for mortals, but the demon's place is in the demon world. How sublime the world would be if everything in it knew its place. But even the demons aren't as abhorrent as the Sharp-edged, unassuming crystal languishing in the dirt among the bricks and smashed cobblestones. No mortal would notice it. But to the Eon's eyes, its mere existence is an outrage against the universal laws. If the Eon still existed, they would not stop until the crystal was unmade. The Eon is gone. Only their gaze remains. Noir picks the crystal up out of the dirt and stows it in her pocket. She is mortal, which means she has the power to decide what to do with it. What future does she see? Good and evil, chaos and order. Everything is in its lawful place in the multiverse and no longer trespassing where it does not belong. Nothing is disturbing the smooth and steady current of the river of souls from life into death and back to life again. Reality, rid of its flaws, is now perfect, and the eons withdraw to eternally admire its beauty, which will never be threatened again. After allowing the heroine to view the world through its eyes, the little that remained of the destroyed Eon is killed, even appropriate here for an entity that is so removed from life and death as we understand them, used up its last vestiges of energy. Now they are ready to disperse into nothingness unless someone decides to preserve the Eon within themselves. Will the heroine take on this power so that she may again look upon the world through another's eyes? Or will she allow it to vanish? Retain the Eon's power within yourself. Power, of course, is seductive. Those darkening whispers. The spirit of the Eon dwells out of sight, deep in Noir's soul, like a pair of magical spectacles stowed away until the moment when the heroine once again needs to look at the world through another's eyes.
You'll make a fine trophy.
Time to share your treasures!
Oh, that went down easy. Wendy.
I'll rip you apart!
Did I mess up again?
No glory without risk!
The spirits demand your blood!
You won't stop us.
Another down.
Cover me, all right?
No match for me.
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
You are today's sacrifice!
Surrender, or else!
The only one who might wear half plate. Plus one, that's 9 against 7. It's hard to believe that this place recently held a bustling festive market. Is that him? There.
Wherever my legs carry me.
The rift in the earth left by Discard's massive scythe you and your companions fell through during the attack.
Huh? What's that?
Thank the gods, I found someone who isn't fleeing in a panic. Are you crusaders, mercenaries? The comely half-elf is so frightened he can barely get the words out. I am a servant of Count Darren Cale Nevis Arende. My lord's mansion is under attack by demons, the master himself, and all his guests are trapped inside. The house guards are nowhere to be found. I managed to escape through a servant's passage, so look for help. Will you help me? The mansion is only a stone's throw away, on the next street over. He meets your gaze with pleading eyes. Count Arende, I have seen him a few times before from afar. He looked highly audacious. I confess that he did capture my attention. You are ho, Camellia, but you're our ho. But that's neither here nor there. We should help him. The gratitude of a rich and influential man can only benefit us. You have heard about the Arende family before. This wealthy and noble Mendevian dynasty was almost wiped out by demons more than 10 years ago. The last surviving member of the family, young Count Darren, has an infamous reputation. He is well known for being a rake and a rogue. His fortune continues to dog the house of Arende, I see. The servant cringes. You're telling me. Everyone tried to talk me out of taking up the position, saying that it can't have just been bad luck that brought the tragedy down on the family and almost killed off the line. But I reasoned that since my master was the only one to survive the calamity, that meant he must be blessed by fates and the powers of good. Or he may be the one who caused it, who knows. The pay was nothing to sniff at either. The servant cast his eyes around the street. I should have listened to people smarter than me and gone to work somewhere else, preferably far away from Canabres. Tell me more about what happened. I'll tell you what I can. I was working from dusk till dawn and back till dusk again, serving guests at the Count's banquet. When the other servants came to relieve me at my post, I went to sleep. Next thing I know, I wake up and there are demons inside the mansion. I couldn't even reach the Count. The monsters had blocked the way. The Count's banquet was still going on, and he and his guests were in a great hall. And as far as I could tell, the door to the room was sealed and the demons couldn't get in. Begging you. Hurry. The mansion's doors are sturdily built. The demons will have to work hard to get past them, though you still have time to rescue the people inside. What will I get if I help this Count of yours? Demanding a reward for fighting demons, that is dishonorable and foolish too, since demons are the enemy of each and every one of us. Today we selflessly help someone to thrash the demons, and tomorrow someone else will help us. I'm sure the Count will reward you handsomely for any rescue. Alright, I'll help. Where is your master's house? It's not far at all. You're better off entering from the next street over, through the passage I used to get out. I'm begging you. I hate to think what the Count will do to me if I don't bring back help. Arende party house? Field. Judging by the size of the bloodstain, the body of something truly enormous was dragged over these stones. Yes, it was a dragon. Specifically, it was the dragon Terendelev.
trail me.
Hear me take heed. The Wardstone is their target. They must not be allowed to capture it. The consequences will be disastrous. To the Temple of Desna.
What's in wait for me there, I wonder?
Altar of Desna, Goddess of Luck, patron deity of travelers and dreamers.
This way.
Nothing else there right now.
I see blood!
They'll beg me to stop!
Go for their hearts!
Into the fray!
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
You missed.
Too late for apologies.
Tactical retreat! No?
No.
I'll cut you wide open!
Rowie.
The light take you!
Distract them for me.
I'll hit you!
I'll rip you apart!
Apparently not.
Spirits demand your blood.
No glory without risk!
Now, well, Jif, my friend, you appear to have been slightly injured. Nothing else this way.
I'll tear your throat out!
Ah.
No match for me!
Well, no, it would appear not.
You are today's sacrifice!
Time to share your treasures.
Ow.
Why am
Really,
I so weak?
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
Go.
Go for their hearts!
Cover me, all right?
No, not like this.
what lies beyond.
Into the fray!
You won't stop us.
I'll cut you wide open.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
There we go. Right, it looks like Hua needs a little healing. Actually, right there.
I hope you appreciate this.
Forwards! No backwards, backwards!
Roll bonus on perception and law nature. You should have your thing out anyway.
No reason to pause.
Yes?
Now, there is here, but I know we can't do what we need to right there yet.
Have I pleased you?
These Nord corpses were these corpses were gnawed to the bone by ghouls.
Let me draw the first blood.
And here we go.
Distract them from me.
The light, take you!
They'll beg me to stop.
The spirits demand your blood!
Time to share your treasures!
I couldn't land the blow correctly for the grease to take him down. Didn't need it in the end anyway.
Trail me.
So sweet it is to kill. Well, that was a thing, and there's the ghouls.
dust.
Magnesium Turinos.
Surrender or else!
Tea. The Inheritor, guide my blade.
You are today's sacrifice.
Well, that didn't work too well now, did it?
No match for me.
Cover me, all right?
Into the fray.
I'm here. Where else would I be?
And we have...
What's in wait for me there, I wonder?
Nothing here, that's for sure.
This way.
I'll bathe in your blood.
And some zombie. Not the most threatening of beasts, I would say.
They'll beg me to stop.
Too late for apologies.
Go for their hearts.
Or zombie. And a shadow.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
The light take you.
I'll rip you apart.
I'll cut you wide open.
-4 strength, that's not good. -7 strength.
Distract them for me.
The Inheritor, guide my blade.
Don't think we have anything that can
No
hit.
match for me.
Oh, we do.
I'll hit you.
The spirits demand your blood.
burn. Slice.
That's not what I had in mind.
Behead.
Time to share your treasures.
I think I did
We
it.
dug up graves and other clues indicate a necromancer has recently conducted a ritual here. Well. Restoration lesser. Only restored 2. Unfortunately.
Might be trap, might be treasure.
And that is a throwing axe.
Wherever my legs carry.
Save the last one for me.
Matricium Turinos.
Hold you.
Cover me, all right?
I'll rip you apart!
You are today's sacrifice!
Into the fray!
You won't stop us.
Oh no, not another shadow. Crap.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
No match for me.
2 shadows. That's a problem.
Go for their hearts!
The light! Take you!
June. And they're hitting all the damn time.
Distract them from me!
They'll beg me to stop.
One was 6 to the shadow.
I'll cut you wide open!
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
Surrender, or else!
And she's down.
Time to share your treasures!
Wind wag.
I'll rip you apart!
That's one down.
The spirits demand your blood!
June.
Cover me, all right?
No match for me.
Yes, we need to take these down. And then we need to get back to the
You are today's
Traveler's
sacrifice.
Rest, the Defender's Heart.
Am I doing it wrong?
You can't do another one of those. I'm assuming they're immune. Yes.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
They'll beg me to stop.
Come now. That's 6, almost done.
Go for their hearts.
Too late for apologies.
Doesn't
Distract
matter what
them
we
from
do,
me.
they can't do anything.
I'll rip you apart.
There we are. We're going to work our way around because I think I saw something. It may have been here. We need to go back to it. Oh, what is that? Oh. A short, hooded figure is poking about some bodies lying in the middle of the street. Stranger drags the first body off the road, respectfully props it up against a wall and places the corpse's hands on its chest. The figure then freezes as if hesitating, and you see him reach out his hand toward the beautiful gold amulet hanging around the corpse's neck. He jerks his hand back, hesitates, and then reaches out again. Hey, who are you and what are you doing here? The stranger almost jumps out of his skin and the hood falls from his head. Under the mop of red curls, a round halfling face looks up at you. Oh, I thought you were demons. A good day to you, good lady. Sealer eyebrows lift in apparent surprise. Curl, is that you? The halfling looks at Sealer and smiles broadly. Oh, Lady Sealer, you're alive. It's me, that's the second bit of good news on the otherwise lousy day. What was the first bit? Stick around and see for yourself. Do you know this person, Sealer? Meet Rimvi, better known as Curl. He hails from Canabres and he fights in the Condemned. He's one of a kind, a rogue with a heart of gold. Sealer smiles and adds a little more seriously, Curl. Probably none of my business, but should you ask yourself if what you are about to do is right? The halfling's cheeks flush and he hides his hands behind his back. I didn't, I just thought... It doesn't matter. Can you tell me anything useful about what's going on in the city? I'm afraid not, good lady. I just left the Defender's Heart. Before that, I was holed up in there, too scared to leave. Although spending all that time under Commander Erebeth's nose sure was something. She's a strict one. When she gets antsy. Don't even start. I've had enough of her breathing down my neck to last a lifetime. So what are you doing here, robbing corpses? No, the halfling protests. Rimvi Curl may be a rogue, but he doesn't loot corpses. I just need to get these poor lads' bodies off the road. My friends and I are on a terribly important mission, and we need to get through. He is interrupted by the sound of wheels rolling on the paving stones. A cart drawn by a sad little horse appears from around the corner. A pretty half-elf is driving it, and a young man in knight's armour is walking alongside. Even from a distance, you can see his tanned face and his blue eyes shining brightly. The halfling straightens up. See? A terribly important and very heroic mission. My friends and I are saving a beer from the demons. A beer cart from the demons. As he's speaking, the newcomers notice you, and the knight cries out in jubilation. Sealer, I never thought I'd see you again. I thought you were headed to the main square, the center of the demons' attack. The half-elf smiles warmly at Sealer. Hey friend, glad to see you're all right. When we got separated by the crowd at the celebration, I knew right away that something was wrong. And when demons appeared all of a sudden, I realized that was the reason why I had been so anxious. But I couldn't find you among the dead in the square, so I kept my hopes up and I was proved right. Seela's face lights up with joy. So you're the other bit of good news Curl was talking about. You and Jenna are alive. Actually, by good news, I meant we'd found the beer cart. Cyrillin and Jenna being alive amounts to a quarter of a bit of good news. Well, maybe half. A beer cart, how about sharing with us? I'm sure we could all do with a drink. The half-elf winks rakishly. Certainly, give me your flask, friend, and if you walk with us to the Defender's Heart, we can have a more thorough sampling of the spoils there. Despite the cheerful tone, she looks at you with anxious hope. Janna, there's no need, the heart is very close, and the three of us will be enough to fight off an attack, if there is one. Besides, our friend here surely has better things to do. More important things than carrying around barrels of beer, I'll wager. By the way, my name is Elan, Sir Elan of the Hound Hearts. I'm glad to meet someone who's survived this madness. You haven't told me how you know Seela. I'll save that story till we're all back at the Defender's Heart. You're going back there, aren't you? We'll have reason to toast our spoils. Are you aware, Sir Knight, that your friend Curl was trying to rob a corpse? What? Is that really necessary? Curl didn't even do anything. Whatever he might have been thinking, that's between him and his conscience. What's wrong with hearing the truth? I think Janna and I have a right to know what our newfound friend is up to. Ilan looks sternly at the cringing halfling. I am not your commander, Curl, and I can't punish you or even condemn you. I suppose lots of people in Mendev think that war justifies anything. I don't exactly think we're in a position to have qualms over someone robbing corpses, given how many we've done that to. But think about it, that dead fellow might have a family somewhere. His property and mementos should be returned to their rightful owners. They're bound to have sentimental value. Take this cart, for example. We might take it now, but once the city is freed, the Eagle Watch and the others will certainly try to find the lawful owners and compensate them fairly for their losses. Enough, friend, I didn't even do anything. I was just thinking about it, and honestly, I don't think we'll even be able to gather up all the bodies and hand them over to the Eagle Watch. They'll be looted anyway. Well, that will be on the conscience of the one who does it, but you're a crusader, Curl. Though you might not have volunteered, those who fight evil itself have to be better than common folk. Their moral frailties. I have to go. So long, we're sure to meet again, either in the city or in the Defender's Heart. Sure you will. Come to the tavern, we'll celebrate the valiant rescue of this barrel together. Friend in need is a friend indeed. Given the loss of health, loss of strength, I think we need to go back to rest fully. Danger, never mind. Ooh. My beloved brother, I admire your zeal, of course, but would you not agree this is hardly the time to be standing guard over a hole that no one will ever emerge from? Or perhaps you're concerned that someone will decide to go for a nighttime stroll and will accidentally fall into it. Such foresight is laudable, but do you really need so many soldiers for such a task? Can't your warriors be put to better use, for instance, fighting demons or clearing rubble, while the people trapped beneath it might still be alive? The face of this golden-curled Asimir is beautiful even by the standards of his kin, in whose veins run the blood of angels. His melodious voice sounds cheerful. but bitter reproach simmers in his gaze. Don't you dare call me brother, heretic. The signs of recent fighting are obvious in this stern old man. His armor is dented and covered in blood, and his unnatural pallor suggests something more dangerous than wounds inflicted by claws and fangs. Nevertheless, his gaze is stony and his voice, accustomed to barking orders, is harsh and clipped. How dare you accuse me of doing nothing to protect the city, especially now when followers of your temple were caught committing treason? To my mind, you are no different than the demon worshippers, those miscreants, those beasts that are digging under the city walls. Everyone knows, my dearest prelate, that in your zealous pursuit of order in the city, you have long since forgotten how to tell friend from foe and good from evil. That's what happened with my adepts, whose acts of treason were a genuine attempt to save the city. And yet again I am forced to repeat myself. While we were wasting time on pointless quarrels, people are dying under the rubble in our city, people whom we could have saved, if you had only set your soldiers to the task, and not kept them here surrounded by a useless and utterly harmless hole in the ground. Harmless? Well, if it's on your say-so, then it must mean there's someone down there. Your associates, no doubt. And they're just waiting for us to abandon our post before they slink out and try again to... The old man notices your approach. And you. I remember you. You appeared in my city the day the demons attacked and Terendelev died. What are you doing here? Answer at once, or I'll have you strung up by your ankles before you know it. Don't think that the demons have wounded me. I still have enough strength to take on 100 of your sorts. What is this foul, hideous creature? Ulrun peers at Wendoag with suspicion. The hunter shoots him an icy gaze. Eglair, we call ourselves the Neithers. Our forebears bore the brunt of the demon's first attack. In thanks for their sacrifice, you sent them into the catacombs. But now that the demons are mauling you in the streets, you need allies, even hideous ones like us. Wendoag pointedly spits on the floor. Mongrels? Descendants of the Crusaders? Feral specimen, no doubt. You obviously know human speech surprisingly well, in fact. All right, let's be off with you. The prelate looks at you. If she causes any trouble, I shall hold you responsible. Come to think of it, you still haven't told me who you are. Who are you to be asking me such questions? I find it passing strange that you don't already know who I am. Huldrun Shapok, prelate of Canabres, inquisitor by the grace of Eomede, defender of the city by the grace of Her Majesty Queen Galfrey, against threats from within and without. And as we can see, you've done a sterling job protecting the city. The golden-curled Asimir flashes a flinty smile. I'm Ramian of Edmay, prior of the Temple of Desna, which alas currently lies in ruins. Wise Huldrun here believes it is vital to guard this hole in the ground, from which he is certain demons will emerge at any moment. I have been trying to convince him that the city has far more urgent matters to deal with, for instance rescuing those currently dying under the rubble. You know what, there may in fact be one more matter that is more important than guarding this hole. I've put it off and look where it's led us. I should have had you hung from the gates back when you dared defend your gang of delinquent demon collaborators. If the Sarkorians had hanged Erlu Vorlesh while they still had the chance, there never would have been a war. I won't repeat their mistakes. I won't hesitate any longer. Soldiers, seize this scum. Prelates, see reason. These are fighting times. But threatening to hang someone without trial, that is unworthy of a servant of Eomede. The old man fixes his eyes on Seela. Lest you forget, girl, we may save the Sun Goddess, but you are not an Inquisitor. Don't question the way I choose to serve Eomede. I won't question yours. Behold, Inquisitor, I bear the gift of an angel who died in the caves below Canabres. Enemy of yours. The old man frowns and whispers something, a prayer or a spell. With each word his face relaxes. You are telling the truth. The light in your hand was wrought by the power of heaven. I will keep an open mind with regards to you, stranger, and later, under less fractious circumstances, I would like to ask you about how you came to receive this gift. But that can wait. Now I must deal with this filth once and for all. What precisely are you accusing Ramian of, Inquisitor? Treason. Not long before the city was attacked, several followers of his temple tried to secretly access the Wardstone and perform an unknown ritual over it. Ulrun is trembling with fury. The Wardstone of Canabres, the gift from Eomede, the bringer of light, wrought by the hand of her herald, the first in the chain. And followers of that crazy runt of a goddess try to meddle with it, using their magic after hearing a voice in their dreams. My soldiers almost had them caught when Ramian got in the way, allowing the traitors to go to ground. I made a mistake. I didn't have him locked in a cell and interrogated to within an inch of his life. And now the city lies in ruins. It's time to rectify that mistake. I've told you before, and I'll tell you again, my people foresaw the attack on the city. They knew the Wardstone already carried the seed of corruption within itself. They were simply trying to heal it. I've heard similar claims before. Now where was it? Ah yes, from Staunton Vane, the traitor who brought down Dresden. The lessons of the past have taught us a great deal, and that is why I never believed your mob's lies, even for a second, and I was right. Don't lay a finger on him, or you'll have to answer to me. Asimir holds up his hands in a placating gesture. Stop. Are the defenders of what remains of Canabres? Can't you think of anything better to do than be at each other's throats in the ruins of the city? Ramian looks at the prelate. You're a fool, Holron. You're a zealot and a murderer, but you're a fool first and foremost. I told you that the Wardstone was weakened. You wouldn't listen. I warned you that the city was going to be attacked. You shooed me away. The truth is that my young adepts were trying to save the Wardstone. Stop them, of course. Those truly responsible for this tragedy are the demons, but you have done nothing to prevent it. And now you would rather kill an innocent person than perish yourself, than admit you were wrong, as always. With a wave of his hand, the Asimir vanishes. He fled, the heretic. He's no doubt expecting me to rush off in pursuit, but that won't work on me. Ulrun turns his attention to you. What about you? If you truly have been marked out for a gift from heaven, this is your chance to save the city. Go and bring back that filthy traitor. I am almost certain that he and his cronies were helping the demons, either knowingly or unknowingly. Their attempt to bewitch the Wardstone is clear proof. Ramian must be captured. I see you suffered greatly in battle. Nonsense. I had to deal with a brood of Nabassus. It was nothing. I've taken on worse enemies with the goddess's help. Nabassus, also known as death demons, have the ability to drain their victim's life force. Judging by Holron's pallor, he has lost a significant amount of energy. The Inquisitor can bluster as much as he wants, but right now he's far from the peak of his ability. Nabassus. This prelate is mighty, sure enough, but a strong predator is tired and spent after defeating a rival. It becomes tempting prey for smaller hunters. But smaller predators in turn should ensure they do not choose a target that is far superior to them. Weakness can be deceiving. What would a city girl know about wild predators? I was educated at home. My studies were more rigorous. Why are you obsessed with finding enemies everywhere you look? Why? Why? It must not be from these parts, or you wouldn't have asked such a question. I look for enemies wherever because our enemies are everywhere. Who are we at war with? Demons. Demons and cultists. They are masters of deception. They worm their way into your favour and masquerade in all manner of false guises. Do you think Dresden was taken by force? No, by trickery. Were it not for me, Canabres would have gone the same way long ago, captured out from under our noses. Now listen to what I'm about to tell you. This was a long time ago. I was very young then, and I had just joined the crusade. Back then, Canabres didn't have a garrison so much as a public thoroughfare. Anyone who wanted could just stroll into the city. One day at dawn, a group of refugees came to the city gates, bold as brass. The guards let them in. And why not? For no one was ever turned away. It was not matter. Everyone was welcome in our city if you came from Mendev or if you'd hauled yourself here from across the seas. The crusade accepted all and sundry, but on this occasion we paid dearly for our laxity. Just as soon as those innocent lambs entered the city, they transformed into demons and rushed towards the wardstone, slaughtering everyone who tried to stop them. 62 people died in less than a minute. The demons used their mutilated corpses to desecrate the obelisk. None of them dared go near it. The light of the goddess burned them all, though they drew the blood from afar, battering the wardstone from every direction. The lead demon, an eyeless beast, Minago is her name, jeered and gloated, saying we mortals had been sitting ducks. And the creature was right too. We let our guard down and we got what we deserved. That bloodbath came to be known as the Red Morning Massacre, and it was burned into the townsfolk's memories. Since then, Canabres has adopted many different practices. Heretics, cultists, spies, all the rabble who coveted Arilu's glory. We drove them all out of the city. We hadn't had any trouble here since. Many have come here, even the Belo Cabarama, and they have all been sent straight back to where they came from, or else they were killed for their trouble. You see, Iscari himself had to crawl out of the abyss and come here. Goddess curse him in order to break through our defences. What did he do? He left again, and we're still fighting. Now that is what vigilance and discipline do for you. Damien really warned you about the attack? Those crazed Desnans were always bursting into my study with their incoherent prophecies that came to them in dread dreams. I won't lie. Sometimes what they said did come to pass, but can we really rely on the woolly dreams of heretics over the cold, hard facts of the intelligence reports? Plenty of demons could easily have fooled them and whispered a treasonous plan in their dreams, and those lunatics would have been only too happy to listen. This time, Mr. Curlsforbrain came to me and declared that demons were about to attack the city, and that the wardstone's power was diminished by some kind of contamination or taint. Yomade forgive me for even repeating the words. After uttering such blasphemy, he should have been locked up along with his followers and interrogated. But instead I simply increased the surveillance on them, and what next? My people caught them red-handed, trying to attack the wardstone with unknown magic. And not 3 days later, the demons attacked the city. There's an obvious connection between these events. Whether deliberate or under demonic influence, the Desnans played right into the hands of Discari's hordes. They almost left the city completely defenseless. Remian covered for his people the whole time and helped them escape my guards. After that, what else can he be but a traitor and a heretic? Nothing dangerous in this hall. You have no reason to guard it. You told me yourself that you received a light-bringing gift from an angel who perished in the caves beneath our feet. It is no secret that the passages are teeming with dangerous creatures that could kill anyone, even a warrior of heaven. Demons and demonic offspring love roaming about underground. That's why I will be keeping an eye on this hole. If the beasts decide to attack from here, we'll be ready for them. Where can I find Ramian? How should I know? The weasel can't have gone far. He turned invisible. He's probably hunkered down in some hole, like the traitorous little rat he is, and he'll be sitting, trembling, waiting until he's dragged out of there. With a prelate after you, that seems the only sensible thing to do. It's what I'd do. I have to go. Go on then if you have to. It would be good if you could return with the head of the scum. Ember peers intently at Holden. I remember you. When Father and I arrived in the city, you met us. What is this gibberish, as if I have nothing better to do than arrange meetings with vagrants? But it's true, you and the other knights tied us to stakes and started lighting the bonfire. Father died, and then one of your knights changed his mind and pulled me from the flames. But then he died too. Don't you remember? If you were burned, then it was with good reason. You say some traitor helped you escape from the fire, and that is a crime in itself, which means that you have been evading justice all these years. If it weren't for the invasion, I would review your case and see that your sentence was finally fulfilled. You're lucky that we have more important matters to deal with right now. He didn't look the way he does now, all wrinkled and grey. He was young, with a big moustache. Ember smiles broadly and draws a large bushy moustache in the air with her fingers. He probably forgot all about me. It was a long time ago. But I do want to say one thing, I'm not cross with him. The knight is a true hero. He just really, really wanted to protect his city. Only he got all mixed up about who was good and who was evil. Well, Run, you sent an innocent child to be burned at the stake. Don't you want to ask for forgiveness? Ah, hardly. Anyone can look innocent. Apart from you, it seems. How did this girl manage to survive the fight? The fire? And what about the crow that's always flying around her? I advise you to take a close look at this innocent little lamb of yours. You ask me, she looks highly suspicious indeed. You forgive him after what he did to you? He thought what he was doing was right. How do you know? Maybe you've done something thinking it was a good thing, but you were really doing a bad thing that hurt someone. But what if I've done the same thing? You can't get angry at people for making mistakes when you might be no better than them. Let's go, Ember. Yes, let's go. Bye-bye, kind knight. Girl waves to Hullrun with a carefree smile. Hullrun grimaces and turns away. We'll follow that up later. Thought I caught a glimpse of her. The elf hunched up next to you is clutching a small but deep puncture wound. Her appearance is quite remarkable. Her skin is blacker than any Garundi's. Her teeth are fanged and her hair is as grey as a crone's. Her crimson eyes glare at you with a gleam of malice. What are you looking at, soldier? Like what you see? Who are you? Giving you a scrutinizing look, she says harshly, there's no point in you knowing, soldier, trust me. The answer would only bring you misfortune, and it still wouldn't be of any use to you. I'm a wanderer you won't ever meet again. Who wounded you? She responds with a razor-sharp smile. Haven't you noticed? The city is burning. There's a battle going on. I was wounded by a cultist. Ember is looking over her thoughtfully. Her wounds are so strange, not like mine at all. They burned me from the outside, but you were burnt from within, I think. It hurt, didn't it? Unperturbed by her cold silence, Ember continues, yes, I can see that it hurt. I'm sorry that happened to you. It appears this woman is a drow. Her race is also known as Dark or Cavern Elves. They are rarely seen on the surface, so it's surprising to encounter her here. What's with your appearance? A demon's handiwork. Some shrieking spawn flew across the sky, raining corruption down on us. I was caught in the attack. It's fine, it'll go away soon. She shrugs nonchalantly and looks past you. I know who you are. You're Kaelessa, a cultist of Discari. That's a lie. Her crimson eyes flash and says firmly, I loathe demons and I'll kill any who come across. She's clearly holding something back, but she doesn't appear to be lying either. Whatever it is she's hiding, her claim that she hates demons sounds quite convincing. You're not lying, but you're not telling me the whole truth. What was I supposed to do? Pour my heart out? She looks at you defiantly. You have your war, soldier, I have mine. You're fighting chaos and madness, and I'm fighting lies and hypocrisy. We are both willing to die for our cause, aren't we? Why would Fawn slander you? Kaelessa's grim expression hardens further, as bleak and unflinching as the wounds on the tombstone. You're asking questions that are dangerous in and of themselves. I urge you to stop. The more you know about me, the higher the chance that the traitor's dagger will find its way into your back. Stuck between the two. I think I believe you. Fawn is at the defender's heart. You should steer clear of the place. It was never my intention to set foot in there. Farewell, soldier. Thank you for believing me.
Forwards. No, backwards.
I
Backwards.
found something.
You. Someone on the road.
Wearing a robe? Check. Baphomet symbol around the neck? Check. Crazy eyes? Check. Note to self. Bring a mirror next time to be able to adjust the optimal level of eye craziness. Everything is ready for the experiment.
The woman produces a crumpled piece of paper from her sleeve and takes notes.
An audience. Problematic, but not critical. You there, girl. Stay out of this. It is counterproductive to stand in the way of scientific progress.
Who are you and what are you doing here?
Who's that? I don't know her.
Greetings, boys and girls. I am your sister in sin, a devotee of Lord Baphomet's dark will, and so on and so forth.
She looks like one of us, but she talks kinda weird. Who's there with you?
The cultist fingers point your way.
Who? Oh, them. Just an audience. They don't matter. Consider them a supplementary component of the coming experiment.
Shrugging remains
In
silent.
the name of our Lord Baphomet, please be so kind as to undertake a little test of your competency in our wicked cause. Let's start with something simple. So here's my first question. What is Lord Baphomet's favorite weapon?
We will not answer to you.
Our lord can wield any kind of weapon. He is all-powerful.
Wrong. He wields no weapons at all. He doesn't need any. He just gores his enemies with his horns.
Actually, it says a girl, a glaive made of red adamantine.
That is correct. But still, girl, no prompting, please. This experiment has taken quite a surprising turn. I would never have expected the followers of the great Baphomet to be baffled by such a simple question. Fine. Let's recalibrate the difficulty and proceed with the next question. Please name Lord Baphomet's sacred animal.
A bull. Of course, everybody knows that.
Yep. And a cow.
It's an aurochs, as a matter of fact.
I'd like to ask you to stop prompting them, but it seems they could do with a prompt or two. It appears the experiment has yielded results which are as unexpected as they are incredible. Baphomet's cultists have not the slightest idea about who Baphomet really is, let alone any in-depth knowledge of his ideology or philosophy. I'm positive that this news will cause a sensation in widest scientific circles.
Damn it. She's right. I'm a shitty excuse for a cultist. And my mother used to tell me to become a plowman.
Hey, take it easy. We've only had 2 questions. You there, come on, ask another one. We'll get the next one.
Is there any sense in continuing? You cannot answer the simplest of questions. I am ashamed of all of you, as cultists and as individuals.
Please, ask again. I can answer. I'm sure I can.
How do you spell Baphomet's name?
B-A-F-A... Oh, screw it. To hell with Baphomet. I thought it was gonna be fun, but instead there are all these questions. I'm done here. I'm going back to my home village, back to my mother.
Good, it appears your village is missing an idiot.
Hey, wait! You there! How dare you stir up discord in our ranks? Grab her and tie her up! And her entire entourage, too!
The experiment is complete. Unable to deal with the questions, the cultists decide to deal with the examiner instead. A typical reaction for a person who has never been burdened with any intelligence. Now you're gonna start hitting each other, aren't you? Please, proceed. I won't interrupt.
The heartbeat quickens.
Well,
No match for me.
I'll cut you wide open.
you can't really do much, can you? So... What?
May I see your entrails,
Hey!
please?
No, that's not right.
Time to share your treasures.
All I see is I wonder what lies behind.
And we're down. Ember, don't you go to sleep.
The spirits demand your blood.
Cover me, all right?
I'll just sit here. Don't worry about me.
No, I'm not.
They'll beg me to stop.
You are today's sacrifice.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
I'll hit you.
No match for me.
Go for their hearts.
Distract them from me.
There's one answer is an answer too. Another of those strangers I ran into.
The result is statistically predictable, especially considering their intelligence level. What about you, girl? Are you ready to answer some questions for the good of science? Let's proceed with the experiment. My first question is simple. Which colors does the goddess Iomade prefer?
I'm absolutely convinced it's red and white.
This answer is correct. It is comforting to meet at least one educated person in the melting pot of ignorance that is Canabras today. Let's proceed. Did Aradin take part in any crusade before he died?
You know for sure that Seradin died not long before the world wound opened and the First Crusade began. But no.
Your answer is correct. Aradin's death dates to 4606, and that is precisely the year when the world wound was opened. The First Crusade started back in 4622. Your knowledge would make Mendev's crusaders proud. My final question is, what is the title that Arilu Vorlesh bears? Is she the architect of the world wound, the lord of the labyrinth, or the border acquisitor of the shapeless abyss?
You're absolutely positive that Tirulu Volosh is known as the architect of the world wound.
That's correct. Most excellent. You successfully answered all of my questions. Splendid. Amazing. This is a breakthrough. I thank you for your cooperation. It seems to me that I owe you an explanation. My name is Nenio. I am an explorer, a pilgrim, a yet-to-be-recognized scientific luminary, future author of the great Encyclopedia Galarianica, and rector of all Absalom's universities at once. Future rector, I should say. I also know several spells.
Now you can finally tell me what you are getting at with all these questions.
It is so heartening to see you strive for knowledge. I have been conducting an experiment comparing the intellectual abilities of the average cultist with those of the average crusader. And I must admit that you passed the test with flying colors. This does offer a glimmer of hope for the future of Crusade. I have always claimed that despite the popular beliefs about the limited intellectual abilities of those in the army, at least some of them can be considered educated. It pleases me to see that I was correct.
So you're trying to say that I'm mediocre?
Yes.
Why do you keep calling me girl? I have a name, you know.
I apologize for an injury to your ego, but your name is irrelevant on the grand scale of the universe. Thus, Plus, it cannot possibly interest me. I will forget it as soon as I hear it. To avoid unnecessary confusion, I'd prefer to not know it at all.
Canabras isn't safe right now. Shall we join forces?
Do you wish to become my follower? To accompany
The
me
other
on
way
my
around, but
expeditions to
okay.
the World Wound? To assist me in my experiments? To run errands for me? Perhaps even to write down my deepest thoughts for the benefit of future generations? Oh, how splendid! Of course, I agree. Truth be told, I have no money to pay you. But you will be aiding the progress of science, and that is its own reward.
If we join forces, you'll have to follow my instructions during our expedition.
Huh? What? Oh, yes, the dangers and these battles. Of course, I will follow your orders. I place my life in your capable hands, so I can focus on the things that really matter.
I agree.
Excellent. You're hired. To think that I finally found someone to accompany me. 27 Crusaders before you said no. Not one of them saw the undeniable appeal of my offer. Your first assignment is to take me to a safe place. I have to admit that today's experiment has left me quite tired.
My tail is twitching. Must be a sign.
Trail me.
So, to rest.
Can wait for me there, I wonder.
The Pathfinder's heart greets you with an unexpected liveliness. Beyond the walls of the tavern, the once bustling and festive city lies in ruin. But somehow none of that can be felt within these walls. The people in the room are talking, laughing, raising toasts, even softly singing. It doesn't look like a typical tavern revelry, but nor is it the grim vigilance of recent days. Seela waves to you. She's sitting at the table with the trio you met playing previously, the knight, the half-elf, and the red-headed halfling. Wah. Come, let me properly introduce you to Elan, Jenna, and Curl, the fearless warriors of the League of Inspiring Cards. Seela pushes a mug of beer towards you and speaks softly. It was me who convinced Beth to use what Jenna, Curl, and Elan found for a little party. If you look out the window, you might think the end times have come and the abyss has devoured us all. I thought some simple pleasures, good food and good company, could help keep the gloom at bay. Tila looks at you hesitantly as if trying to gauge your reactions. See nothing wrong with making a little profit from this chaos. Tila frowns disapprovingly. That's not what I expected to hear. Hey, are we all just going to sit here with grim faces? I say we get to know each other a little better. Tell me about you when you're old, Elan. As stories go, it's not very interesting. I was born far to the south in Andoran. I lost my parents early, led the life of a simple mercenary, but often questioned the path I had chosen. I'm proud of my sword skills. I enjoy training and drills, and I'm not afraid of battle. But risking my life for coin, it takes a special mindset to choose that lot with no regrets. You have to want to risk your blood. I saw too many of my friends die and I wondered if it was worth it. So in the end I decided to choose another path. Now if I'm going to lay down my life, at least it'll be for a good cause. That's how I ended up in Mendev and became a squire for the Houndhearts. It's a small order. By tradition it never has more than 12 members. And a new member is only knighted after an old one dies. We patrol the lands along the Wardstone line and provide aid to travellers and settlers. Unfortunately, death is common among the Houndhearts. I became a full knight 2 years ago, after laying my mentor to rest. I'm content with my choice. My place is among the Crusaders. Have you been serving in the Eagle Watch for long, Janna? I signed up 4 days before the demon attack. Am I lucky or what? Janna lets out an overly boisterous laugh. I'm an apprentice for a famous fencing master from Mivon. I learned a thing or two from him, believe me. I soon got bored of fighting off bandits and getting involved in petty squabbles of the bickering river kingdoms. I wanted a proper challenge, and you can't find a better place than Mendev. And what do you know? The moment I arrived, the demonic invasion began. My father would say that's no accident. Fate brought me here. How about you, Curl? How did you end up among the condemned? I just did what everyone else was doing. I grew up in the slums, where everyone stole a little, or maybe smuggled, or guarded stashes, so... Curl stares into his mug gloomily, but I never killed anyone, and I never did anything really bad. I got caught stealing, and when they made me choose between prison and the condemned, well... Of course I didn't want to go to prison. I'm not a good fighter, but as Norgobber is my witness, a thief can be useful in a war against demons. I've always been a good scout. I can sneak under the nose of any monster, but I don't know where my friends are now. We got separated when the demons rampaged through the city. Chin up, friend. Whoever you were in the past, you're our friend now. And a crusader. Your skills will be useful to us, you'll see. How do you all know Sela? I met my noble sister on the road to Canabres. I was returning from the south, from my fiancé, and was happy to be in the company of a paladin every Omede. We said our farewells at the city gates, and I went north along the road to Dresden with my order's camp. Elan's face grows grim at the mention of the camp. The demons attacked us at the same time they struck Canabres, but we managed to fight them off. We hurried to the city's aid to join force with the Eagle Watch. All my fellow Houndhearts were wounded during the battle on the street. I'm the last knight of my order who can still fight. So good to see Sela again. Every loyal heart counts these days. I met Sela at a tavern in Canabres before the attack, of course. She was one of the few who would sit at the table with the condemned. Knights usually don't even look at us, but Sela is different. I knew it the moment I saw her. That's what made me notice Sela too. So I sat down to talk to her. I never understood why everyone treated the condemned so horribly. I still don't. Our Curl is a great lad. So after the night, Sela and I went round the taverns together every day. Mendev is an amazing place. People from all over the world come here for glory, redemption, or to help those in trouble. And they always find each other. This might be the best place in the world to find like-minded people and friends. That was a toast in case you didn't notice. Sela, did you call me over just because, or is there something the matter? I didn't just want to talk about today's celebration. You see, Elan is in trouble. I want to help him, and I don't know anyone else in the city I can turn to. His fellow knights were all wounded in battle. Elan shakes his head. Bad idea, sister. I told you, I don't want to bother anyone else. My problems. I need to handle them on my own. Oh, come on. Hiding your sadness from your friends is no way to live. Girl is right. Noir helped me find you. Without her help, I'd still be looking for you all over Canabres. So Elan, come on, stop being so stubborn. Tell me more. The young knight shakes his head. In all truth, I do not wish to impose. My problems are just minor troubles. A paladin of Eomade and her friends certainly have more important things to do, especially now Canabres has been overrun with demons. If I've learned anything in life, it's that there's nothing minor about good and evil. Zila begins seriously, but then a smile lights up her face. Take the three of you, for example. It seems like all you did was save one cart from some lesser demons. But look at how many people are happy now. That feat will never be sung of in songs, but who knows? Maybe thanks to this one joyous hour of peace and rest, the defenders of Canabres will find the strength to protect the city. Tila catches her breath. I talk too much, don't I? Well, Sir Ilan, I want to help you, and my reputation as a holy warrior of Eomade won't suffer it if it's a minor adventure than a glorious feat. The knight sighs and seems a little embarrassed. All right, I'll explain. The life of a crusader has given me more than just a purpose and a chance to serve a righteous cause. I abandoned the life of mercenary and came to Mendev. I gained something else I never expected. It's here that I met, may all the ladies here give me, the finest girl in the world. It's a miracle she found any love in her own heart for a bungler like me. I'm not about to let this miracle go. Not even the demon lord Descari and all his demon army can stand in my way. Luckily, my beloved is now safely away from Canabres. For half a year, I've been getting up my courage to propose to her. I even ordered a ring from Derek Sunhammer, the best jeweler in Mendev. Independent knightly orders live mostly off donations, and I'm not what you would call rich. But I so want to make Kiana happy. Oh, it took me 3 months to find a jewel the same shade as her eyes, and twice that long to scrape together enough money. Master Derek's work was worth it. But I'd lost the ring during the demon attack. I'll probably never find a worthy replacement. The ring is most likely still in the Hound Heart's camp outside the city. Elan and his friends didn't have time to pack up their camp. First the demons had ambushed them, and then they rushed off to help Canabres. I think we should at least go and check. Not right now, of course, but once the situation in the city is under control. What could we run into at the camp? My friends and I killed 2 large demons attacking the camp, then rode straight to the city without spending any more time cleaning up the rest of the battle. It was only a few imps, but they might still be at the camp. Of course, this was a while ago. Our camp was attacked at the same time as the wardstone in the main square, and I haven't been back since. Fine, I will help. Seela puts a hand on your shoulder. Thanks for agreeing to help. Elan is a good man and a true knight, and I think the world should repay those who are devoted to doing good. Let's help him so he can propose to his beloved the way he wanted. Seela, I hope you can convince Erebeth to let me go with you when you do this. I don't want to be part of my friends. Of course, if the League of Inspiring Cards has come together in this dark hour, we must continue onward together. And with that, we can go rest.
Pearls of wisdom from Brother Woljif. When you're on a job, don't go wearing a big sweeping cloak. When you're sneaking about the house, you'll knock over every trinket like an idiot.
I can see that. That should, I think. Oh, it hasn't cured her. It's eased it a little, but she can stay here. Strength of 4 will not do for a fighter. And that's where we'll leave it for now. First half of the marketplace is done. We'll come back for the next. In the meantime, there are links to other gameplays you may enjoy. There's a like and a subscribe if you want to help grow. And if you drop me a line in the comments, I shall respond. I have been Yorkie the Tail Spinner. A 2 hours of hiding, sleeping. And you've been fantastic. Shall see you next time.